Just drop the beat when we start and we'll be good. Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. Let's see here. Tonight on Tom Green Live from Los Angeles, California, we have from Kiss, mega rock band Kiss, Gene Simmons here tonight. On his way. It is 8 o'clock. My name is Tom Green, and we've done a lot of work. Oh, we have new lighting. We have a lot of new stuff here tonight. Skype is going to work tonight. I'm excited. Gene Simmons is here. We have Entertainment Weekly here tonight. Right? Yeah. Adam? Yes. Adam from Entertainment Weekly is here doing a story on the channel. This is our new theme song we did here, Adam. Hear it? Do you not want me to talk to you during the show? Is this a secret?
I'd love to observe.
You'd love to observe, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not even here?
Perhaps not.
Gene Simmons is on his way. Gene Simmons, of course, from Kiss. He's done the show before. He did the show on MTV. Always great to have him here. He's lost right now. He's lost finding the house, but he'll be here in a few minutes. This is the first time this has actually happened where I'm all alone off the top of the show. Let's take a call, see how the excitement is. The excitement is brewing out there for Gene Simmons. He's right around the corner. Any second you're going to get to talk to Gene Simmons. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Awesome. What's going on with you today?
Not too much.
Hey, Julietta, how you doing? Where are you calling from anyways, on the phone?
I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, huh? And where are you guys calling from? You're on the air too. You two, you girls. Yeah, the one. Yeah, you. Now don't look over your shoulder. I'm talking to you. What's your name?
My name is Victoria.
Where are you guys calling from?
From Argentina.
Argentina. Wow, that's interesting. We've got Argentina here. Okay. And where are you calling from?
Wisconsin.
And are you guys fans of Kiss? Big Kiss fanatics? Yeah? How long have you known Kiss for? What are you drinking there in Argentina anyways?
Corona.
Really, huh? You got a nice webcam.
We're watching in two computers. We are using this one for the Skype and another one for what to watch it.
Oh, cool. Can't understand what you're saying. I'm gonna hang up now. Cool.
We love you, Tom Green.
Hey guys, so this is exciting. You know, I'm actually, I'm going to come clean with this. I've been smoking cigarettes for the last year, and I decided today that I'm going to quit smoking.
Oh, good for you. Good
Yeah.
job, Tom.
I'm quitting. I'm never. What do you think of this new light, Bill? Is this new light weird?
Might be a little bright.
Kind of. It's like a ghoul lighting almost. It's better than no light, though, right? Is it almost sort of? I don't know. Hello, you're on the air. Are you excited to talk to Gene Simmons?
Yep.
Yeah. What are you going to ask him?
I just wanted to ask him, what do you think about Leonard Mills?
Leonard Mills. Okay, yeah, I'll ask him about that. Leonard Mills, of course, is a rock and roller that we have here at the station. Comes by the station often. The Skype is working tonight nicely, isn't it? Yeah. Boy, this is certainly a lot of tension here. It's an exciting amount of tension because I know that I have so many things I want to talk to Gene about. He's actually a pretty incredibly outgoing and funny guy. I think we're in for a real exciting show. It's going to be good. I was actually reading a lot about the history of Kiss today. He's going to have some stories to tell, this guy. It's going to be unbelievable. Hey, you're on the air there, Gimp Nation 2005. How's it going?
Hey, man, what's up? I thought I'd call in, say hi to you.
Yeah. What's going on with you today? Are you excited about seeing Gene tonight?
Yeah, what's going on with you today? Are you excited about seeing Gene tonight? Yes, I am. By the way, check this out. I got a new studio couch.
Cool, you got to turn your computer down, remember?
Cool, you got to turn your computer down. Oh, I'm sorry about that, dude.
Yeah, you got to listen on Skype. Everybody watching, you have to listen on Skype. You don't listen on the channel because there's a short delay on the channel. Where are you again exactly? Where are you?
Oh, Bucksport, Maine, right near Bing.
Now, did you grow up listening to Kiss? Are you a Kiss fan?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
By the way, I remember watching you back in the day, man, and I remember
Come on,
this.
I don't need
Daddy, would
compliments.
you like
I
some
don't need
sausage?
compliments. You're making me uncomfortable.
Daddy, would you like
You're making me
sausage?
uncomfortable. I gotta hang up on you. It's uncomfortable. Steve, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. You know, Gene Simmons has a new reality. Oh yeah, look at that. That's kind of cool. Haven't seen. Oh, is Gene here now? Oh, hey, Gene, how you doing? Awesome. Gene Simmons. Like, we have people. Come on in. This is Steve. How's it going? Thanks, man. Cheers.
Should I come sit over there?
Come on, have a seat. Yeah. This here, actually, on the screen right now. Are you playing that right now?
Oh, that's what I want to hear.
Are you playing?
Oh, that's what I want to hear.
Steve,
it's a
come on.
dog. That's great.
Wait a minute. What are you doing there, Bill? Are you going to? Are we on a?
One of these.
There we go. There we are. How's that? So how's it going?
I'm deliriously happy.
Yeah, this is. Thanks for coming.
What's
You want
this?
me to get rid of Steve? Is he bugging you?
Sure.
Steve, come on. Get out of here. Got Gene Simmons here. You gave me this book.
I did.
Yeah, we got a guy from Entertainment Weekly here tonight.
I'm so-
Isn't that exciting? Steve, come on. Steve. Come on, Steve. It's just bizarre. Get up on the chair. Jump up. Just jump up on the chair. Steve. Hey, Bill, can you get Steve and take her outside? I know you don't like to do things that don't involve computers because you feel it's sort of menial and demeaning, and I understand that, but we are a two-person organization here, so we got all the time we want to talk.
Oh, okay.
What do you got here? You got some sandwiches?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
You've got some new people giving directions, Tom.
What do you mean?
New people on the staff from New York.
No, nobody yelling at me.
There's an Ivy. There's somebody else.
Oh, Ivy. Yeah. Have you talked to Ivy?
But
Ivy is
but
our
she's-
talent booker.
But she's new. She doesn't know where you are.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What did Ivy say?
Well, it's a good way to start off the show, but I
Oh,
never-
she gave you the wrong directions?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering because you've been living in Los Angeles a long time. I would have think you would have found it like that.
Never heard of this street in my life.
Yeah, it's 10 Apricot Lane. We're on here.
It is Apricot Lane is one of those that most people haven't heard of. It's true.
Well, you look great. You
Don't I?
had surgery recently, didn't
I
you?
did.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I can't really.
Gene Simmons Family Jewels, Sunday nights on A&E. We're a big smash, they say.
Your show is a hit.
That's
We
what they
have
say.
some clips that we can look at.
Okay, if you want.
We can do all sorts of neat stuff now where we can play clips here.
So when I saw you in Vegas, you were pretty bummed there, Tom. What was
Bombed, was I?
What was going on there?
I was in Vegas.
What happens? You get a visa to get bombed? Let Vegas. He's got time to get bombed.
I've cut back actually since then because I said, hey, you want to go get a drink? And you said, I don't drink because you don't drink.
I never have. I've
never
never been
drank?
drunk or high in my life.
Of all the crazy, outrageous rock and roll adventures you've been on,
Well,
you never got
rockers
into.
are idiots. Why would you want to compare me to them?
Yeah, rockers are.
Well, of course.
Yeah?
If they weren't playing guitar, what would they be doing? Would you like some fries with that, sir?
But you guys did some pretty idiotic stuff. Maybe it didn't involve drugs. but-
Continue to.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you mean the two? Well, two guys in the band did, and that's why their butts were thrown out of the band.
Oh, really? Because of that, huh?
Well, not because they were making crap loads of money.
What was it like starting that out with those guys? Though I've read your book. That you gave me this book one night.
Right.
And how's the new house, by the way? It was nice. Is that the house you're shooting the show in? The great house that when you were building it, I got a tour of it.
No. You were on a rental.
Remember that one you were
What?
you were building at the time?
Yes,
we went
that
over
was
the
the one.
under construction.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
But you visited me in a rental when I wanted you to be Evil Ernie.
That's right. Yeah.
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 Which is still a great project, but maybe different casting now. Because you've turned into a nice guy, and at one point you were, King A-hole, and that was...
Well, I don't know if it was that. I was, it was.
No, I mean, before Borat,
It was
it was
you know what? It
you.
was,
You
a
were-
stressful time in my life too. I was new
Why?
to this town.
You were young,
I was
rich,
confused.
white, and famous. What part of that is stressful?
Well, it was new to me, and I just had cancer, and I was just kind of messed up, and
No, that
the
was
whole thing was.
No, that
kinda-
was before cancer.
Oh,
I met
really?
you
Okay, I
before
can't blame that then.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Evil Ernie? We don't have to talk about Evil Ernie though.
Well, you can talk about anything you like. It's your show, and you'll cry if you want to.
You're
It's
producing a lot
Leslie
of
Gore.
movies now. You're producing some more
Doing
movies.
doing some movies. We have a cartoon show called My Dad the Rockstar. It's on Nicktoons now 4 years. Big show. We have a show on A&E called Gene Simmons Family Jewels, which is in its second. We have a company called Simmons Abramson Marketing, which does the worldwide branding marketing for the Indy Racing League, IndyCar.com. Check it out, fastest cars on earth, including the eternal and iconic Indy 500.
Is there web stuff for this?
Just go to genesimmons.com, just like tomgreen.com.
This is a new computer we have here.
You mean there are buttons and everything?
And it allows us to now, this is what's going to be cool, is we can take calls from around the world on this, on Skype.
That's cool.
We have people lined up to talk to you, and then we can also look at some of this stuff online, and we can talk about your website.
Yeah, go to Gene Simmons, there you go.
It's even up on the big screen.
And then we also have NGTV, click that on. I'm the chairman of the board. It's
Right
a
here?
new
Oh, NGTV, what's that?
ngtv.com. As a matter of fact, if you turn the sound up, you'll get a little bit. This is the biggest broadband content owner of the biggest stars on earth. Watch it.
Very cool.
Hello, I'm Shark Firestone. And today, on the Money Shot,
It's one of our hosts, Shark Firestone. Here, click on to any. You can.
What should I click on here?
Oh, anybody.
Robin Williams.
How about Robin Williams?
You know Robin Williams?
Very well.
Clicking on it here.
Funny as fuck, it says. Oh, we gotta wait.
You click this. Does it just start playing when I click that? Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Flash video, by the way.
Not a clue what that means.
Flash video.
See, that's Beaver and Cock. Those are two guys down in the
These
corner.
guys at the bottom, Beaver and Cock?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this web broadcasting for?
Well, I do very little about it. I'm the guy that branded it No Good Television.
Uh-huh.
And you'll see there's Shark. Actually, you can fast forward it on the top. See, there's like a little moving.
Yeah, everybody go to genesimmons.com and then click on NGTV and you can follow along with this.
Or you can go to ngtv.com.
Or you can just
Yeah,
go right to
listen
NGTV.
to Robin.
Factoring on a petit fucker, a little guy who gets not paid by the clock, who works for free.
Fuck yeah, you know.
Can you do it in Russian?
No, ça, je sucha.
So wait, how's this all work then? How do you,
Well, we get the biggest stars in the world who basically feel comfortable, and you can have Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. We do backstage on the red carpet, stuff like that, and the stars like us, and they let us do stuff. You should do ngtv.com.
yeah. How do I do that? Is it in town? Is there a studio in town?
Yes, we have a 24,000 square foot facility. That's our building, and we're happening.
That's awesome. Now you also have your website. Let's go back to your website for a second.
Yeah.
I want to look at genesimmons.com, right?
Yeah.
It's total shit.
You have tons of all that merchandise on there that like you had in your.
Well,
remember
if
your
you-
garage was full of merchandise.
Oh, yeah. See, you can, right on the top left-hand corner is kissonline.com, left-hand corner. Big
Right,
box, there you go.
Yeah.
You click that, goes right on to kissonline.com.
Okay.
And there's the KISS site. You can go down and see news and order your
gosh.
KISS Visa cards. And there's Paul in Australia, and there's me with the biography channel thing,
So tell
KISS conventions and all that
why
stuff.
did you decide to get plastic surgery?
You know, I honestly didn't think seriously about it at all until, see, I'm even shilling here. Look at that. I'm even wearing the ngtv.com t-shirt, so
Oh,
like
yeah.
accidentally you get some free mileage out of it.
Oh yeah. We'll go look at that more later too. We can
Okay.
We can look at that.
So
as much
what
as you want.
happened was that we were doing our show, and the producer literally walked up and said, "How'd you like to have a facelift, and how'd you like to let us film it?" Going, you're on crack. Why would I let you do that? Then I thought about it a little bit, and I said, "Sure, why not?"
So it's like started as a bit for the reality show or for the show or.
We actually don't do bits. It actually is one of those, I tell the crew what I'm doing, like I'm going to be the guest of honor at the, not at Indy 500, at the Kentucky Derby. We let them know time, dates, places, and then they just follow us, and sort of what's happening now. See, these cameras are here catching what's happening,
Yeah.
and people are thinking that we're doing a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen you since you were bombed in Vegas.
Yeah, that was a fun night though. That was a fun night. You really have never had a drink?
I've never, well, I didn't say that. You know, when
Oh, okay.
somebody says toast, you know, you kind of pick it up and you taste, you know, looks like pee, tastes like pee.
Never been drunk?
Never been drunk or high in my life.
Wow.
But the reason people are fascinated by that is because it infers, of course, everybody they know has been drunk or numb.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sad. Because if you don't know anybody that's been straight, what about choices in life? What are you? You automatically have to get bombed and drunk and, of course, smoke cigarettes and risk somebody's cooking something?
It's probably a light catching on fire, actually. It's probably, we've got a new backlight here on the curtain. It's,
that's what
we
it
put some tin foil over it.
Right. Do you know, by the way, that Canada used to be called CND?
Really?
Yeah.
Not just on the post, you mean? On the
C-A-N-A-D-A. Come on, that was not bad.
You played a lot in Canada, right?
A lot.
I
Well,
saw a picture today in a book of you, your hair catching on fire in Ottawa,
a
Canada.
lot, yeah. Here, usually on the left-hand side, because I was tossing it with the right and trying to turn to the audience.
What do you think of all this stuff? You go on YouTube ever and
Oh.
see all the stuff they got on YouTube? Here, check
Not
this out.
really, but
If you
yeah,
go on
welcome.
YouTube,
Yeah,
like you can see your hair catching on fire from
Right,
like the
from-
70s or something like that.
yeah, I heard that.
What year did you start
Catching Fire?
catching fire? Yeah.
Actually, New Year's Eve, 1973-74, when we played our first show at the Academy of Music in New York City. We were opening up fourth on the bill to Blue Oyster Cult and some other, Iggy Pop was on the show, and the Stooges. And we went on there, and by the third song, I caught fire. I mean, I didn't know that hairspray explodes, especially if you make it really big and get the roots.
So it
and
was the
let them lift-
hairspray that caught on fire, but you would put
Oh, yeah.
kerosene or some sort of
Yeah.
flammable liquid.
Well, in those days, it was lighter fluid.
lighter fluid,
Which
okay.
is even more. So it was the combination of, kind of hot lights and, the hair is kind of separated because you do it at the roots and it all gets kind of lifted, you know what I mean? And so the airs between there just went up like a match.
When did you decide to put the makeup on, first of all? Oh, this is funny. Have you seen this clip on Mike Douglas? This is awesome.
I got a new rock group for you, Tony. This is their latest album, which I'm going to show the camera right here. But before we see them perform, I want you to meet one of the members
Remember
of this
this?
act close
Sure.
up.
1974.
Hail from Kiss is Gene Simmons.
Mike Douglas show.
Now that's a good-looking son of a bitch, if I say so.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember who the other guests were?
Robert Klein, Toady Fields. Robert Klein, still around, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other guy was.
That's cool. Mike Douglas was a cool show. I like that
He's a
show.
good guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice man.
Excuse me while I spray my
At what stage in this was Kiss at its height here? Were you just coming out, just starting?
1974, I would say we were,
Look at these shoes.
probably 5 months into our first tour ever, anywhere. I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
It didn't happen really overnight for
It
Kiss,
actually,
did
it actually did.
It did?
Yeah,
Okay.
within 9 months we were headlining arenas and bands we were opened up for were immediately opening for us.
Yeah.
And within a year and a half we were playing Anaheim Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, it happened very fast.
And then when did all the merchandising and the makeup?
Right
and
away,
the-
people
you
started
just kind
making
of-
their own Kiss T-shirts, and we noticed that. So, nobody was a genius. We just said, "You're willing to make it. We're willing to make it too, and charge you for it." And since then, it's been 3,000 licenses, everything from Kiss condoms to Kiss caskets. We'll get you coming. We'll get you going.
Let's take a phone call.
Sure.
People are screaming to talk to you out there on the. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi. Yeah, I'm trying to watch your show, but I can't.
That's probably just not working. Yeah. No, what are you streaming QuickTime or WMV?
Actually, I think I'm doing WMB.
Are you broadcasting right now? Yeah. Try QuickTime. Yeah, that's the thing about the internet that's neat. Is sort of half the computers work out there. We've noticed. You notice that with NGTV? Sometimes people can't play it, and you got to call up and sort of
Well,
walk them
it's
through it.
only been on the air now, broadband in the beta configuration, but you can get ngtv.com right away, and we're about to launch any second.
Awesome. Hey, you're on the air with Gene Simmons.
My mic.
See, we have no call screener on this phone. It's just kind of
It's all right.
it's
we'll
kind of
take-
fun to just kind of cruise through, take calls. We can actually talk to truckers on the 101 with this.
I like that.
as well. We have it running to an antenna on the roof, and then this is new. This is what we're working with here, the Skype here, which is getting better every night. We have a guy in Montreal who's calling in tonight.
Sure.
From a nightclub, and everybody in the club has Kiss makeup on.
Well, let's talk to him.
Hey, I don't know who this is not the Montreal fella, but hey, how are you? You got a headset on? Wait a second. Stop right here. How's this YouTube thing? Sorry. How you doing? You're on with Gene Simmons.
What's up, Gene?
How are you, pal?
My name's Sean.
Hi,
I'm
Sean.
from Ottawa,
Oh yeah.
Ottawa, Ontario. All right, Gene. What was it like as an artist when you switched from analog to digital medium?
Well, that's a good question. I didn't like digital. I prefer analog. Even today, there's a sound to records. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't go so far as to call myself an artist.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, what I mean is artists are trained. Artists go through a process of getting their dues. You know, pop culture guys, you and I, never went to school to learn how to do this stuff. You just sort of do it. Whereas classical musicians and painters and so on can call themselves artists because they learn the rudiments. You know, the sort of the 101 of it. You and I don't have a clue what we're doing. We just happen to be doing the right thing.
I certainly don't. But you would practice. You practiced.
But if you showed me a musical notation on a page, I couldn't tell you what it said.
Right. You play by ear?
You play by ear. You're self-taught, and you're just sort of court jesters, you know? There, but for the grace of God, we would be shining somebody's shoes. You and I both.
Well, you guys were entertainers. But
Continue to be.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But the music was still great, though.
Well, good. You know, a lot of people like it. Some people don't like it. So what?
Yeah.
You know, even Jesus doesn't have complete unanimity.
How do you keep going for so long?
You get paid well.
Yeah. Just kind of.
That's kind of it. That's kind of it. You get the other guy's girlfriend, and they pay you well.
Are you still selling the coffins?
We sell everything. We're about.
Have you sold one coffin?
Sure.
Is there a person now on this planet buried in a Kiss coffin?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah. We have the guitar player, unfortunately, from the original Pantera, who was killed on stage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Whose last will and testament was to be buried in a Kiss casket. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And I gave one that I had in my museum to a sergeant who was unfortunately killed in the Iraqi conflict. His family asked for it, and I was happy to send it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw on the web that you've done some tours of bases and stuff. And
yes. You know, I think, you know, here we are, probably 50 to 100 miles from Camp Pendleton in Los Angeles. Right down the street is Malibu. Home, and I used to live there. You know, we're all close by. Home of the biggest stars on planet Earth. Oh, it's a bird.
Yeah. Oh, that's the bird. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Oh,
the biggest stars on planet Earth can't get their asses in their cars and go down to Camp Pendleton and just, you don't have to say rah rah President Bush.
Yeah.
But you can shake the hand of somebody who volunteers to risk their life for a few $100s a week so that you can have the privilege of saying crappy things about O'Reilly or whatever it is you want to say. And I say politics be damned, be proud of young people, whether you agree with the war or not, and go down there and at least shake their hand, give them a cup of coffee, do something.
And they're certainly overwhelmed when people come and recognize what they're doing.
It means the world to them because, by the way, the troops that I put on a show for, and we put that on our Gene Simmons Family Jewels show, we went down there and put on a full show for the troops, Air Force, Marines, Navy, Army, and I just heard on the news they were just sent over. That regiment, those group of guys were just went over. Some of the guys are going there voluntarily on their 4th call of duty because they want to, not because somebody on Ventura Boulevard wants to protest against the war. That's fine.
Right, sure.
Perfectly fine.
I went over to Iraq 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and you know, the experience was pretty overwhelming for me personally, just because they were so happy to see someone there coming over and goofing around with them. You know?
You know what? The only thing I heard, and I've gone to VA hospitals and we filmed some of that too because their story deserves to be on television, is whether you're in the Iraqi conflict, Vietnam conflict, whatever it is, they want to know that what they do and what they did matters. They want to know that it matters. That's all. They don't want medals, they don't want money, they don't want fame. They just want to know it matters. Don't spit at us. We're trying to protect you.
I was amazed how yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, oh sure, yeah, go ahead.
Dude, can you check out my website?
We're here having a conversation here now. Sure, what is it? What is it? What's your website?
ROFLOR.
What is it though? What is it? Not what is it specifically?
It's prank calls that we've made, me and my friends. We're all from Ottawa, where you grew up, and we're trying to do the same thing as you have. So.
Really? Can we talk about it later? Can we talk about it later?
Sure, I'll wait.
Okay, call me later.
No biggie.
Call me later. Okay, awesome. Let's talk to this guy. Because you know, we'll talk about it later. You can email me. Email me later, and we'll look at that later. Okay. But yeah, no, it you know, certainly was interesting seeing how young all those guys were over there, and especially the reservists who kind of are sitting there, kind of.
It breaks your heart because they're not really interested in engaging in political discourse. They're doing something their conscience demands. They volunteer. This is not a draft. They're going because they want to.
Man, this guy here looks like he's going to have a conniption fit right now talking to you.
Let's do it.
Hey, how are you? You're on the
Good.
air with Gene Simmons. Go ahead. The floor is yours, sir.
I'd just like to say it's great that Dimebag got the chance to be in the coffin. I got the magnet here. Tribute.
Oh, okay. For the, yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
Did you have a question?
Well,
for
it's a bad thing that he was gone, but I do have a question. What was your motivation for getting the plastic surgery?
You know, actually, the truth is that the producer of the show came over and said, how'd you like to get a facelift and how'd you like to get it filmed? And I thought he was out of his mind. And then they showed me a computerized kind of model of what it would look like. And, you know, I had a little bit of a gobble here, and the cheeks were a little bit bigger. And they actually did a terrific job. I mean, they just kind of smoothed everything out.
Where did they cut?
They go in over here. And by the way, we filmed all of it, so you can see it either on broadband, go to genesimmons.com, or you can see it on our show, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on A&E. They went in over here, and kind of like a scissors thing, and then on the inside, they opened it up, because I watched the whole operation. And this face was kind of slung over my left shoulder like a scarf in the wind.
I saw photos of it how did that photo get out, first of all? Did you take that picture and put it out there? Or?
Oh, I personally did. I don't care, though.
It looked like it was just after the surgery. I mean, who?
Oh, even before that,
yeah.
we filmed the entire thing. We filmed the tube going up my schmeckle. Everything. Prodigious. That's a big word like gymnasium. We have to show the girls there is hope. But it is fascinating once you know, it's like what's under the covers. Once you take this off, and this was kind of like off. The doctor showed me, Dr. Ryan from Beverly Hills, showed me his hands like here. And I'm going, what are you doing? Is that some kind of mime? He goes, no. Your face was open. The flaps were open. Just one of those lizards, you know, that kind of goes like that.
Yeah.
And his hand was here, messing around, lifting and putting in spikes and wrapping muscle tissue around it. It's unbelievable. It's less gory because you have suction stuff that I had like colostomy bags hanging out over here, just kind of taking everything out. I'm hungry now. Let's get a burger. What do you say? And we filmed the entire thing.
You want to give me a plate and
No, I just meant it's getting disgusting.
Yeah, no.
Sure
I mean, I know. I filmed my surgery. I had cancer surgery, and I had my lymph nodes taken out. And seeing your body opened up, and inside your body is a bizarre thing.
I remember seeing that. And by the way, are you fine?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Yeah, knock on fake wood here.
Good for you.
This is the same desk from the MTV show that you were kind enough to come do. That was a lot of fun with the studio audience, and
it was.
Yeah.
And there was a girl that stood up with huge tits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she did it for effect.
Yeah.
She just stuck the balloons inside. I'm going, if you stick it in further in, you make more money. Just stick it under the skin, you make more money.
I picked up a book today, a different book.
About boobs?
About Kiss, and it said that it was talked about how you used to go out in the streets of New York and bring a prostitute back for the other guys in the band. Is that true or is that not true?
That's actually, you know, I've never been with a prostitute.
Yeah.
However, once, it is true, I've never been with a prostitute, never paid for it. You pay me. But because, you know, the spin and dry cycle and all that, that's a special service. But everybody's going, oh, what an asshole right about now. But it is true that when we were recording Destroyer, there was a producer, and I don't want to say his name because I'm sure he's got a family, said, I could really use, you know, shining the plate, as they say in England. And I'm going, well, I can call some of the girls. He goes, no, I've never had a prostitute. Get me one. I'm going, okay. So I went out on the street, brought in a girl, and she serviced everybody.
There must be a lot of...
And after that, we did Beth. No, I'm teasing.
No, but is there a lot of myths about the band that aren't true? There must be quite a few of them.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's the one about the cow's tongue and Satan worship and all that stuff.
People thought KISS stood for Knights of Satan?
Knights in Satan service, yeah.
But that's not true?
No.
Not at all?
I mean, I don't even want to joke around about it because somebody will take the sound bite and keep playing it over and over again, and you'll go to the fundamentalist churches and say, see, he said it. So I don't even kid around about that stuff because people are whacked out enough with religion.
I was pretty young when KISS first came out.
What's going on with the... is that a club?
This is the club in Montreal, yeah. This is Patrick from Montreal, and I don't know who this is. And, hey, oh, look, she's got KISS. Look at, hey, you're on the air, guys. Montreal, how are you?
Hi, Montreal.
Look, everybody in the bar has KISS makeup on.
Where's the sound?
Do we have sound on this bill, or no? Where's Patrick? There's a guy down there, Patrick, who calls in occasionally. And hey, guys! We can't hear, though. We can't hear you.
We can't hear
Can't
you
hear
talking.
you. Can't hear you.
That one's a good one. I'd mount her right now.
See, he's got a mic, and we can't. He's not on. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Patrick. Yeah. No, we can't. He's yelling at someone. Here, we'll get him in a minute. Let's take this guy. Let's take this
Probably
guy.
because he's speaking French. Oh, wait a minute. We're here now.
Yeah, this is a different. I took a different camera just because it'll give him a second to figure his mic out. Do you have a phone number on that guy, Bill? No. This guy called in last night. He tries to organize stuff. He goes out in the street. He's a little nuts. Oh, this guy we've already talked to.
I got a question though.
Oh yeah? Okay, go ahead with your question.
Well, I remember your show on MTV. Is that the same desk you had on your last one there?
Come on, could you call me on at 4 in the morning when I'm here by myself doing the show and ask me about that? You know, we have Gene Simmons here for crying out loud.
That's right.
You don't need to ask me a question
course
that I
not.
can answer tonight at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, sometimes I go on at 4 in the morning and...
Want some oatmeal cookie?
Yeah, yeah.
It's right from Jerry's Deli. It's really good.
It must be kind of hard going out late at night in Las Vegas and everyone's drinking and not having a drink, though. Isn't it hard to kind of...
No, while everybody's drunk, you mount their girlfriends.
Well,
It's not about drinking, it's about girls.
Sneak in there when they're not paying
No
attention?
sneaking, straight up front. Full disclosure before the fact.
How many Polaroids do you have? Is this a true...
Close to 5,000.
5,000 Polaroids?
Not close to. I didn't say 5,000. Can I have some oatmeal? Yes, close to 5,000.
And these are all of women that you've known?
Well, they're not of farm animals, although one or two. These are, you mean known in the biblical sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Think of it like a tourist. If you've been there, you want to take a photo.
So did you carry a Polaroid camera? Hold on a second. Did you carry a Polaroid camera?
SX70 all the time.
Is it? No,
It's awfully good, isn't it?
that's amazing. Where did you get that?
Jerry's Deli.
That's really good. I didn't know they had cookies there.
Really good. Okay, so back to girls and boobs.
Yeah, so you have a book?
Books, many books.
You still
These
have
are
this book?
close to 5,000.
Where do you keep the book?
Safety deposit.
Yeah.
A few are on the side, just kind of as samples. And then for the lucky few, you get to see the whole thing. But I'd never published them.
Any of these ladies ever said, you know, I don't want to be in the book?
Uh-huh.
You take them out of the book? Or?
Absolutely. You must respect women. First time, every time. On the first day you meet them, on the last day, they say goodbye.
So there's 5,000, roughly, close to...
About 4,800.
4,800. Wow. That's got to be kind of...
Tiring.
Yeah. How do you manage that just mentally thinking about it, you know? Isn't that a lot of a... Is that kind of... do you ever get confused just thinking about it, you know?
No, think of me as
4,800.
Well, you think of me as a public servant.
Yeah.
You know, a goodwill ambassador. Why can't we all get along is my philosophy. I mean, think of it this way. Women spend an awful lot of time making themselves beautiful, smell good, look good, hair, makeup, lift them, separate them, point them in my general direction. How rude would it be for you and I to ignore them?
Yeah.
Like you're coming across like this virgin that you haven't mounted your share of Canucks.
No, but I mean, when you're in KISS and you're Gene Simmons...
When you are in KISS.
Then, you know, 4,800 is...
Well, it
is
ain't
sort of
about that.
maybe
It's
a
about
number
the tongue, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see that at some point tonight?
I would, except the floor's dirty and I'll
After
pick
the
up some
cookie or
dog
something.
hairs and stuff. And
Yeah. Well,
that's good, isn't it?
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you just... what else is going on? The reality show you shooting right now? Oh, look at that. Wait a minute here. Do we have a shot of that? Look at that, no. There's Gene Simmons' oatmeal-filled mouth.
Oral crevice.
What was that like in that rock and roll
What do you mean was?
moment when you guys were just coming out and everybody
that.
couldn't believe this makeup, the glam rock thing was sort of not even really an existing thing?
It really
yet, was
wasn't.
Yeah.
It was dangerous. They called us cannibals and Nazis and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And of course, the more dangerous you are, they thought, the faster their daughters run towards us. And sometimes mommies and daughters too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were happy to oblige, you know.
Mummies and daughters too?
Yes.
Do you keep the mummies and daughters in a certain page in the book? Or
No, just Helter Skelter. And I don't mean the song.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes together.
Awesome.
But, you know, the legal age, I've never been with underage.
Yeah.
Or farm animals yet.
Yeah, I've been with a few farm animals, but it was
Well, on the other hand,
no penetration, of course.
think
but
it, no.
just Not that you
The
asked.
honey
or
on the schmeckle and then...
Wait, we have some clips from the reality show.
You mean Gene Simmons Family Jewels on Sunday night at 9 p.m.
From Gene Simmons
on
Family
A&E.
Jewels, your new hit show.
On A&E, Sunday
on
nights,
A&E,
9 p.m.
Sunday nights at 9 p.m. How long has it been on for?
This is our second year, or second season.
Want to look at a quick clip? You sent some clips over
Sure.
to us. We can just look at them and talk about them. You can tell us what's going on.
You bet.
Okay, let's have a look here quick.
Well, this is...
Got audio in this?
30 to live hit.
I'm
Steve,
in
is
New York,
kids here yet?
and
Do we know when they're going to get here, Steve?
Paul and I are about to do TRL, and we're also the kings of the Halloween Day Parade in Times Square. There were 500,000 people there. And, you know, I wasn't with the camera crews. They followed this guy. They had lost my outfit. And so while I'm putting on makeup, because we've got, you know, about 2 hours to get to the studio.
Yeah,
what is it? TRL.
How often does the makeup go on these days?
Well, this summer we're going to be doing 3 shows. Wisconsin, someplace, you know, big 50,000 seaters. But we don't tour unless we want to. In a year or so, we'll go back out and do a proper tour and show all these little bands, these little popcorn fart guys that play guitar. A, B, C, D, F, G. We'll show them how to do it the right way so that the audience understands. No, you gotta come up and sing like a man.
With fire too? Breathing fire?
There's my good-looking son, Nick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How's he like being on TV? Does he like the
Nobody
being on a
really,
show?
nobody really likes it as much as I do. You know, I'm an only child and I like attention.
Yeah.
Everybody else kind of sort of bears with it. Sophie is now in South America, in Uruguay, as a matter of fact, for 3 weeks with a family. We could have just as easily have sent cameras down to visit her while she was doing that. And Nick is going to be on Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel, in about a week or two.
Jimmy Kimmel hosted Larry King Live tonight, one of my favorite shows.
That's
Did a
right.
great job.
Yeah. And but when I found out that Nick, my son, was going to be on Jimmy Kimmel's thing, I said, "So what time should I come on?" I go, "Oh no, you're not coming on. We just want the kid."
Right.
So it's kind of like come full circle. Once upon a time, they said, "Who's Gene Simmons?" And then I really worked hard, and then they said, "That's Gene Simmons." And then everybody said, "We want Gene Simmons." And then at some point in the future, they're going to start to say, "Who's Gene Simmons?" Because they're going to want Nick Simmons. That's what's happening. Oh, there's that little putz downstairs who caught it. I wasn't there with the camera crews. They found this guy.
Now, Kiss was pre-MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-MTV.
There were no such things as videos, cell phones. I mean, we were around when dinosaurs roamed the earth. It's been 34 years.
The whole industry has obviously changed many.
Well, there's
many
no more
times,
industry left. There is no more record company as an institution, because record companies brought it on themselves. All the Kazas and the Napster, they allowed that to exist. As soon as one person downloaded a piece of music for nothing, the bottom fell out of the music industry, and this is where we are now. You're in the rap world, which is great for that, but there's no rock. There's nobody coming up and going, "That's the next Elvis, the next Prince, the next whoever." And that's because the record companies fell asleep at the wheel.
I was when you first went on MTV. That was or one of your. What is that sound over there? Is there a fight? Is the dogs fighting? Dogs are just fighting out there.
Well, that's right. Different rules.
Is everything okay out there with the dogs? Yeah. Okay, good. So, yeah, no, it's just sort of similar with what's going on with the internet towards television is kind of an exciting time now too.
It is, but also what's happening, it's the Wild West, because, as an example, YouTube can put on all that KISS stuff that you saw, and they're obviously breaking trademark and underlying rights laws. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, here's Montreal, yeah.
Okay, let's listen to him.
And that's going to just leave people like us and NGTV and...
oh, no, I'm too much to care.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Hey, Patrick, you're on the air. Montreal, you are on the air with Gene Simmons here. The time is 8:39. We are live on the internet, on Tom Green Live with Gene Simmons. And look at everybody in Montreal is in makeup. This is amazing. Let's see what Patrick is saying here.
And a musical genius like Gene Simmons. Thank you for having us.
Look at that, they're on a big screen down there. So everybody, hey Patrick, it looks like everyone down there is watching on a big screen. Are you running the internet into a big screen? That's pretty cool. I don't think we've ever done that before.
I am running the internet with the DVI people into the big screen.
Wow, that is cool.
What is J'adore Gogo?
What's your shirt say? And look at all these people.
My shirt says J'adore Gogo. I'm calling you from the Gogo Lounge, doing correspondent work from here. That's 3682 St. Lawrence in Montreal in the heart of downtown.
Why don't you get down off the bar and go talk to some of these ladies with the makeup on? And I'm sure Jean would like to talk to them.
She's so Jean, all the
you.
girls with the makeup, all the waitresses,
But Patrick, we want to talk to some of the waitresses. Can you go interview them for a second? And I'm from Ottawa, which is about an hour and a half drive from Montreal. Kind of my hood, you could say. Your Skype's not working very well, but the thing that's fun is sometimes we try these things and, oh, it's working now. Hi, hey, you're on with Jean right now.
Hi, sweetheart.
We're over here, though. You're looking at the wrong camera. We're over here, see? Oh, my gosh. All right, well, I'm just gonna...
Kelly, turn up the volume as high as you can.
All right, I'm just gonna... We're gonna set you over here for a second. Oh, here we go. How many women have you slept with from Montreal?
How many? Not enough.
We lost our connection there on that one. Yeah. Hey, you're on the phone. I forgot. There's been a guy on the phone all this time, just sitting here. Where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm calling from Skinny Atlas, New York. I'm Alex Reynolds. I called earlier last week.
Great. Good to know. Nice to talk to you again.
For both of you, actually. One question for each of you.
Okay.
Gene Simmons, how do you spit fire on stage?
Well, a long time ago, I used, and I urge everybody not to do it. I've got to say that for legal reasons. I used lighter fluid a long time ago, which was very dangerous, and then kerosene, and now it's lamp oil, odorless, because the odor kind can give you cancer very fast.
I heard a story. Wow. Again, this could be another one of these rumors, but I heard a story once that somebody from the crew went out to get the lamp oil, and they got a white gasoline instead by mistake, and gave that to you, and you used it, and it lit the whole set on fire, and guitar picks.
Not the whole set, but it was a big goddamn fireball. Yes. Pretty big, and it exploded kind of like.
Did you know it was gasoline?
No, you're just too wrapped up. You know, when you're on stage. I mean, I can sit here and kind of be glib about it, and we can talk stuff. But the truth is, it's very similar to boxers. You get up on that stage, and you kind of get caught up in the moment, and you go, and you're not aware of half the stuff that happens.
Is some of that show business element missing from music now? I mean, does
yes.
it seem?
Yes, and that's why rock and roll, for all intents and purposes, is dead. I said it on the record. You've got it in Cream Magazine, Rolling Stone, all kinds of places. I said, Seattle will kill rock and roll. I said it then. I stand by it now, and here we are.
It became too serious?
No. Once you start turning on yourself, once one kind of guitar player says the other kind of guitar player is bad, it's like black people picking on black people. It's like Jews picking on Jews. It's like Americans picking on Americans. It's death from within. And so once rockers of any kind, pop, long hair, short hair, new wave, old wave, grunge or not, that's thrash, that's rock and roll. Once you start picking on each other, take one step back. To your mom, there's no difference at all. She can't tell the difference between Kiss and Nirvana.
Right, sure.
And wouldn't care. You're both too loud and you're both playing guitars.
What about the on-stage, antics? That's kind of missing too.
Well, of course it was. And Seattle, although it had some interesting bands, and, good stuff, Soundgarden, and I particularly am a big fan of the Melvins, always preferred them because it was just, I don't care. Obviously Nirvana. Although the songs were good, it brought in kind of like the pizza delivery boy look. And as soon as that happened, rap stars became the new rock stars. They were not afraid to drive up in big Rolls Royces, have girls with big tits in their videos, and huge mansions. And everybody went, that's more exciting to me than the guy that looks like he needs a bath. I think I'm going to go there. Forget the music for a second, just the vibe. Because rock and roll, almost any kind of music, is more than just music. When people go to see a band live, they listen with their eyes.
Did you like that band Twisted Sister?
They were okay, yeah. I didn't have a problem with it.
Were they kind of copying? Or I remember that when that came out, that was exciting because it was ridiculous. The videos were funny. And
copy schmoppy. I don't care about originality whatsoever. I think it's highly overrated. At the end of the day, you either do something well or you don't. Whether it's original or not, who cares? I don't.
How many years did you wear the makeup for and nobody knew who you were when you were out of makeup? And you were this major band and nobody could, was it a few years?
About 4 years, something like that, maybe 5 years. And then Cher and I started to go out and I moved in with her and that was all over. Then it was like all the knuckleheads wanted to find out, who's this guy, what does he do, what does he eat for breakfast? I don't know why, and I don't care. Same thing happened to you and Drew. 1 second you're from Canada, next second it's like, where are you going? Are you going to Spagos?
Yeah, I should have started wearing makeup at that time.
But you need an appendage, babe.
Yeah. Do you have, is there extra facial stuff that you do?
Inside, you need a long tongue.
Oh, yeah, of
or
course.
a long schmeckle.
Yeah.
Because, if you don't have one, you buy the pickle and you stick it down there.
Yeah, no, sure.
Because it's showbiz.
How long is your tongue?
It'll turn you gay.
I don't know about that. That's got to be pretty long.
Again.
Yeah, well, what are you talking about here?
What I mean is if you go to jail.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Because loneliness is not an option.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish I was born with a long tongue like that. That's probably got to be helpful in a lot of situations.
Pull on it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I met you, you were nice enough to actually show me.
Promised you weren't going to tell.
I wasn't going to say that. Hey, you're on the air with Gene Simmons.
Just talking.
Yeah, let's take a whole bunch of calls on the phone real quick right now because everyone gets mad at me in the morning. They say I don't take enough calls. But the callers have to jump up and talk right away. You're on the air.
Hello, I was wondering what was the main reason behind Ace Frehley not being the lead guitarist anymore.
Because he was a drug addict and a drunk for 30 years. And
really?
he left on his own volition. By 1982, he said that if he didn't leave, that he would commit suicide. And I'm not saying that for effect. Peter Criss also. I mean, I love him to death, both. But not everybody belongs on tour. It's better for Ace and Peter's health, to stay at home. Because when you go off on tour, you've cut the umbilical cord from the people who care about you, and every day you're meeting new people, new situations, you're in a new bed, you're on a new jet, going someplace, and it's a very bizarre lifestyle. So if you're arrogant and a putz like me, you love it, and you dwell in it, and no drugs, no alcohol, none of that affects you. You just love the attention, you love the chicks, and the cash. Anybody that tells you otherwise is lying. And if you have certain self-esteem problems, it'll manifest itself. That means you'll use drugs and alcohol. And that means you'll lose.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of bizarre, like when he did he just was on the phone with one of the VH1 Classic hosts, and he's talking about he actually saw a spaceship in his backyard.
Yeah.
And he's actually believing it. I don't know.
Well, it's true, but he's a sweetheart. He's never hurt anybody that I know of. Ace, God bless him, has only hurt himself. And now, 34 years later, both Peter and Ace have very little to show for it, unfortunately. And there's no one to, you can't even turn to your lawyers to sue anybody. All you can do is look in the mirror and say, you fucked up.
What's this? Hey, thanks for your call. Now, is there some sort of a beef between you and Andrew Dice Clay? Do you know him?
I watched, what? Somebody sent me that clip. He's a sweetheart. This guy's a good guy. Howard Stern. Howard asked me about that too. And then he played me the clip. Listen, Howard's a great guy. He's a terrifically funny guy. When he was at the top of the game, nobody touched him. I mean, he sold out multiple nights at Madison Square Garden. Everything Howard is doing right now, if I was his manager, I would tell him to do and more. Pick on Gene Simmons, say that he's
Dice,
a motherfucker.
Dice, yeah.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I meant Dice.
Yeah.
I'd tell him to do that and more. Pick on God. be arrogant, do all that stuff, you know, get back to
he's of course joking around. He's being very
no,
funny.
no, he was
you've
very
been nice
serious.
to
No,
have
he was
come
very
by.
serious, and
Yeah.
every single thing he said is true. He said, I didn't want to give him millions of dollars for a screenplay. That's true. He said that I thought that the screenplay sucked. That's true. I told him that he shouldn't star in the movie, that he should get somebody else, and he should be under there, because he couldn't star in a movie at that point after Ford Fairlane. All of that was true.
But do you guys know each other outside
No,
of
only,
this little sort of-
only coincidentally, you know, kind of here and there I'd run into him on the street and stuff, and have gone to see him live, of course. And Shannon, the mother of my children, who's on Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, every Sunday night, 9 p.m. on A&E, and of course 8 p.m. The Middle States time. She played his girlfriend of sorts in all movies and television series. I think Dice is great. Hilarious, funny. I think his new reality show on VH1's terrific. And I love that he picks on me. I think he should pick on me more. It's great.
I was just a little bit excited about that, only because I don't really encourage anyone to pick on anyone on the show. I always try to diffuse.
No, not now.
Because I want to keep it fun. But I was excited when that Howard Stern played that clip on
It's
his, on
great.
his radio
you
show.
know, I mean, here we are talking about it. Other people talked about it. That motherfucker, you should meet him on the street and I'll take him. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. You know, the guys that talk about it, it's not a good idea. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to be in the ring with him, but if he wants to.
Yeah. Look at all that. That's good.
Not a problem.
I'm glad we got that cleared up. I kind of figured that was the case, because when he was here last, Dice came back since then, and on that show he was sort of getting pretty angry about Jay Leno, who I happen to know and am lucky enough to be able to work for his show, and I'm kind of sitting here holding my head going, oh my God, I'm never going to be invited over there
But it's
again,
good to be a rabble-rouser, because then you become the subject of conversation around the water cooler the next day when everybody's at the office. Did you hear what Dice said? I mean, Dice is in that business. If he doesn't do that, it's over.
Yeah.
Dice is in the edge business.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he becomes, pablum, then mom and dad kind of think, oh, he's a nice guy. He doesn't want to be a nice guy. He wants to be an edgy guy, and say,
I think it's cool that you
what are you looking at? Finish blowing me. He wants to say that kind of
sure.
stuff. And that's funny.
Yeah. No, he's hilarious.
I
Okay,
think-
you're on the air with Gene Simmons. I'm glad you
he's
feel
great.
that way about it.
Sure.
Hey, you're on the air with Gene Simmons. This show is flying by. It's 8:52. We've been on for 52 minutes now. It's nice to have somebody
I've
here.
got to go soon because I got to do KTLA, right? What time am I going?
It's exciting.
Right after this.
What time do I have to be there?
9:45. So we'll do a nice hour.
Hi, Mr. Simmons. How are you this
We're
evening?
going to do a nice tight 1 hour show tonight.
I'm
End the
great.
show in 8 minutes. We'll take a whole bunch of calls. I did.
I was just wondering how you felt about that song Beth came out.
Beth?
It was such a
Have a look at that. I plugged it in for
You
you.
guys were.
He's breaking up. I can't make out what he's saying.
Sorry, what are you saying? Your phone's breaking up there a little bit. Probably not in tune, but.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Go ahead, you're on with
Okay.
Gene Simmons.
Yep. When Beth came out, I mean, it was just so completely outrageous. But
I don't know, sorry about that.
Well, I know what he was leading at.
Your speaker's not working, but we'll answer the question, thanks.
When we released the first single, it was Detroit Rock City. Oh, more music.
There's a new guy here, yeah.
Oh, when we released Detroit Rock City, it was the first single off of Destroyer. We were excited about it because we thought it was like, big stuff. Those chordal passages. Then I heard him again in Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy. It was very interesting. Ba, ba, ga, ba, ga. I mean, it's Detroit Rock City. And that was, in those days, you had two songs. It was an A-side and B-side. The B-side was Beth. You put a song on there you don't think anybody will play. Guess what? Radio turned it over. What I love about Beth is the lyric. I love the music, but the lyric kills me. It says, Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now because me and the boys are playing all night. What's more important, me or the band? Actually, bitch, the band is much more important. See ya. That's what the lyric says. That's rock. What's more important, me or your job or your band? My band. You never put a penny in my pocket. They get me chicks and cash. See ya!
Hey, you're on the air with Gene Simmons here. We're going to take a few last Skype calls, about 6 minutes left in the show, then Gene's got to run off and do another interview. You're really going out there and promoting this show
And
now.
then, by the way, if you guys are in New York, I will be in Times Square on I think the 11th at Virgin Megastore starting about noon. and I'll be doing the New York media, blah, 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 promoting the new Guitar Hero for Xbox.
You know what?
They hired me to do that. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
And I'll fly in there and tell everybody all about it.
No, that's the game. We almost plugged that in tonight, but we plugged the bass in instead.
No.
See, now is that completely out of tune, by the way?
Totally out.
This is my bass. I don't play bass, but I
it's
just
out.
found it in. Yeah. It's just cool to see you mess around with it, anyways. What now? Do you have a quick question for Gene here? Where are you calling from, first of all? You. Hello.
Puyallup, Washington.
Okay, cool. Well, you're here with Gene Simmons, and say hello.
How are you, pal? Hi, pal.
How's it going, guys?
Great.
Sorry about that. I don't know. I can't see the video very well or what's going on, but just want to say I called last night and talked to you on Love Line and asked about the freestyle with J5, but just want to give a shout out about that. But my question for Gene is, with his tongue, when did the band or when did you decide that you were going to use that pretty often for, like, I don't know, a type of trademark for the band?
I was about 12 years old, and I was in public school, and there was a girl in front of me whose name is Stella, and I actually saw Stella recently. She finally grew up and all that. And I was always fascinated by Stella because she had huge boobs, and at that point, at 12 years old, you think somebody's smarter because they have bigger boobs. Especially the girls, but that's another story.
I felt like that. I know what you're saying, actually.
Yes, I think you knew. And she kept asking me in school to do that funny thing I do with my tongue. I never dreamed once I stuck it out and they went, ooh, that sound that turkeys make when they're on the way to the slaughter. That's the kind of noise she'd make.
Check him, he's cracking up.
I never knew she had that thing in mind that I thought, you want me to put what, where? And then after that, I think I was the cause of lots of girls had these lines, on their noses. You know where that came from? What are you doing back there? It was like one of those kind of moments.
There you go. There's your answer, huh? This kid's
all right, thanks a lot.
Never going to be the same again. Yeah, all right. I love this Skype thing.
I find him hanging in the doorway. I love Tom Green.
Well, now, I mean, that must have been, do you remember when the whole sort of theme of just quickly to explain that to people, I know you got to run, but when the whole theme of putting on the makeup, how did that all come together? You must have been sitting down one day.
Well, you can buy Kiss and Makeup, the New York Times bestseller by Gene Simmons on Crown Books, still available. And of course, you can buy Sex, Money, Kiss on Simmons Books, probably still out there. Or Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, the new version of the paperback on Simmons Books. But to be serious for a second, oh, fuck that. Log on to genesimmons.com and find out all about it.
How many books have you written? Like hundreds of books, probably.
Two, and I'm writing a new one, Gene Simmons' Art of War, taking the classic and updating it and translating it into English. I'm also in the middle of doing the 1,000-page book, The Historical Perspective of the Oldest Profession in the World, Prostitution, arose by any other name. The oldest profession is when women figured out they didn't have to go out and hunt mastodon. I'll stay in the cave, you feed me, protect me, and I'll give you some of that. That's the oldest profession. Before language, before marriage, there were girls selling their junk.
You're really writing a book about prostitution right now?
It's called Ladies of the Night, and it goes through the brothels of Rome to the courtesans of the Renaissance period, all the way to modern call girls.
Do you research? How do you research this? Do you go to the?
Well,
yeah, I mean, other than
No, there's a lot of literature all over the place, and it's fascinating. A lot of the prostitutes had political power. Mata Hari was a prostitute, and they were, a mistress by any other name is a prostitute. I will say this about prostitutes: I hold them in high integrity. They're honorable, because they will at least engage in full disclosure before the fact. What that means is, folks, they will tell you before how much it's going to cost you. Your wife-to-be will tell you squat until after. That's when she'll take 50% of your gross pre-tax dollars. I know there's love, and I know what happened. What about that law? I know that. But the law of the land says she doesn't have to tell you before it's going to cost you 50% of your gross pre-tax dollars after. A prostitute, at least will say 75, that'll get you this. At the end of that, we're done. It's a real deal.
It's up front.
Up front. Full disclosure, they call it, before the fact. if you ask your wife to be, look, in case we get divorced, in case you catch me in bed again with Pamela Anderson, how much is it going to cost me? It's so unromantic. You better start running for the hills now.
Awesome. Gene.
Because she will tear out one of your 2 God-given balls, entrails and all. And I mean that in the very nicest way. She's figuring, I don't have any. How come you have 2?
When's this book come out? You've got to come back and talk more in detail about prostitution. We need to do a full hour on prostitution,
And we'll bring some of them. They are well-educated. You know, you remember the...
You'll bring some too? Instead of oatmeal cookies, you'll actually bring
Of course, but those you don't have to swallow or chew.
Gene Simmons, thank you so much.
Nice moisture on the hands there, Tom.
Right.
I like that.
I'll go clean up after.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. This
My
was
pleasure.
great. I appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Gene Simmons was here.
NGTV.com.
NGTV.com, GeneSimmons.com. See you Monday.
Cool.
You guys got a lot of them.
We want to be sure.
Okay. Let me try.
Can I go?
This baby's cuter on this box. Try this one.
Okay.
Can I go?
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
might
go.
want to watch because.
No, I don't want to watch.
If you see your girlfriend has one of these, run!
Hey, I have a better idea. No.
Maybe you should pee on a stick, Nick. Don't you want to see
No.
what it's like, all the things we have to go through, the trials and tribulations of being a woman?
Nicole.
Watch. Look, this is how it goes. Look.
Oh, you
Stick it
dip
in.
them?
Here, watch this.
That's disgusting.
We're just kidding, it's apple juice.
I'll pee in it now. You could help me when I'm pregnant. You could take care of me, get me stuff, roll me over. So I don't get bed sores. Okay, here's the real pee. You can tell because it's warm. Okay.
This is clear blue.
Okay, that one has a little computer.
Oh, good. Okay, look. Okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What?